Good evening. Welcome to the lecture series on Java programming. In this lecture series, we'll talk about programming using Java, how to write a Java program, then how to compile it, how to execute. All these things we'll see one by one in this lecture series. So some of the books for your reference, complete reference, this is the best book to refer to learn Java. Okay, and there are some other books in the market, you can get those. Okay, and this is another book I find good one. You can even get online material in the internet also. So in today's lecture, we'll see the structure of Java programs, then compiling and running the Java program, then printing some messages onto the screen using a Java program. So what do you mean by a program? What is a program actually? Before we write a Java program, so we should understand what is a program. So it is nothing but a sequence of instructions that a computer can interpret and execute. If we write a set of instructions, a sequence of instructions, which a computer can execute. Okay, so those sequence of instructions are called a program. Okay, so why only Java? Because computer is not intelligent enough to understand natural languages like your Hindi, English, Telugu, or some other language, natural language. Okay, so we need to learn this Java, which is a programming language, which a computer can understand. That's why we need to learn Java. Now, structure of a Java program. Okay, so how a Java program is written. So first we'll see a simple Java program. Then slowly we'll go into details of Java. Okay, so once we know the structure of Java programs, we can start writing simple programs so that we'll get some confidence. We can build a confidence. Okay, so then we can learn all the concepts of Java one after the other. Okay, right. So if you look into the structure of Java program, it begins with a keyword called as class, then a space followed by a class name. Okay, so every Java program must begin with a keyword class followed by class name, then open the class, that means open brace. Then inside the class we should have one main method. This is called as a main method. In Java, in C++, we call functions. We call them as a functions, main function we call. Okay, but here these functions are called as a methods in Java. Please remember. Okay, and the main method in Java will write as public static void main. Okay, so each one is a keyword here, public space static space void space main. Okay, then within the parenthesis we should write string args. Okay, so this args is an array of a string objects here. Okay, so this is called a main method. Okay, then begin the main method, and whatever logic we want to implement, all related statements will write statement 1, statement 2, statement n. Okay, so then close the main method, then close the class here. This is the basic structure of any Java program. So let us see the first Java program we'll write. After learning the structure, basing on that structure, we'll try to write a simple Java program. Okay, right? So it begins with class. Okay, so then class name. Okay, so since this is my first program, okay, so I call the class name as a first. I class the class name as a first. Please remember the class name should begin with a capital letter here. Okay, so then begin the class here. Then inside this class, I want to include one main method. Okay, so how we'll write main method in Java? Public static void main. We'll discuss about this public static void main in detail as we proceed further. Okay, so but remember the main method in Java is written as public static void main, and within the parenthesis string args followed by empty square brackets. This is an array. Okay, right? So then begin the main with open curly brace here. Now inside the main, what I would like to do is I want to just print some message onto the screen. Okay, so hello world I want to print onto the screen. Okay, so in C we used printf statement to print some string. Okay, but in Java we write the println method in this way. Okay, so it is written like this: system dot out dot println. Okay, so instead of printf in Java we write print method in this way. Okay, so this system is a class here. Okay, so it should be written in a capital letter. System dot out is an object. Okay, we'll talk about objects, all those things. Time being, just remember system dot out dot println, and whatever we want to print that must be given within the parenthesis in double quotes. You pass the string in double quotes within the parenthesis and end this statement with the semicolon. Okay, so Java follows C syntax. Please remember, Java follows C syntax. In C, every executable statement ends with a semicolon. Okay, so similarly here, the system.out.println ends with a semicolon. Okay, so this string I would like to print onto the screen. Then close the main method, then close the class. This is how we can write our first Java program. And please remember, the program name should contain the extension .java. It should contain the extension .java. Okay, and the program name should be same as your class name. Please remember, this is another point to remember. Okay, your class name here, your class name and your program name both should be same as far as practicable. It can be different also, but what happens if you give a different one? I'll tell you. I'll demonstrate by an example afterwards. Okay, but remember that it should be same in most of the cases, or we should practice in that way. Okay, so your program name and your class name should be same. Even Java is case sensitive, and it should be in the same way. Your program name F is capital, FIRST. Similarly here your class name should be FIRST, F capital you should write. If you give F small here and F capital here, both are treated as different words. Okay, right? So way to write this Java program. Okay, so that is we should understand. Okay, so first thing, to find out whether Java is installed in our system or not. Okay, so what you do is you go to start. Okay, so in the start you type cmd, open your command prompt. Okay, open your command prompt. Okay, so then here just you type a Java C. You type a command called as Java C. Okay, so if you get a message like Java C is not recognized as an internal or external command. Okay, or you can also test with Java. Just you type Java. So same thing, Java is not recognized as an internal external command. This indicates that your system does not contain Java installed. Okay, that means in your system Java is not installed, JDK is not installed. Okay, or in other way also you can test, say Java version if you want to check. Okay, so then Java version if you type, now see here again it is not displaying. Okay, so this indicates that Java is not installed in my system. So first thing is you should install Java in your system, then only you can execute these Java programs. Okay, so how to install Java in your system? Okay, so the very first thing is you should check whether your system is 32-bit system or 64-bit system. Okay, so how to know that? Now on your my computer, okay, or my PC, right click on that, then click on properties. Click on properties. Okay, so then you can see here system type 32-bit operating system. Okay, so it is Windows 7. Which operating system I'm using? Windows 7, and it is 32-bit operating system. So that means I need to download a 32-bit version of Java. 32-bit version of Java. Okay, so how to download? Where to download? Just open your browser. Open your browser. Okay, so here you can just type JDK. JDK. Okay, 32-bit version. 32-bit. Okay, so download for Windows 7. Windows 7 you can type. Okay, so just you enter. If it is 64-bit, you type 64-bit. Okay, so then from oracle.com you will get all these JDK files. Now see Java Windows installation, 32-bit installation. Okay, so now download file link if it is given somewhere. Okay, so here it is not available. How to set path, all those things he has given. We'll discuss those things. Right, so we can go to some other version. Free download, if you type, then you will get something. The Java version this is. Okay, so Windows 7 free download, you say. Free download. Okay, JDK 32-bit free download for Windows. Now here in downloads you will get some of these related to your version, 32-bit or 64-bit JDK version you download. Okay, yeah, here this first link is not working. Let us go with the JDK 32-bit download. Okay, so like this I have downloaded. You can download from one of the links, filehorse.com or softonic.com. From those websites you can download. Yeah, net is a bit slow here at my end. Yeah, like this you will get. Okay, so if it is 64-bit JDK Java Development Kit, JDK means Java Development Kit, 64-bit you will get. Okay, so free download, if you type, then that will be downloaded. Okay, so I have one downloaded version with me. See, yes, so yeah, I have copied that. See JDK here. Okay, so JDK Windows, I have one version here. Okay, so I586 indicates this is 32-bit version. Had it been 64, okay, so you will have X64 there. Okay, so see here, J2SC development kit. Would you like to install? Yes. Now, if you double click on that, then now you can see this is being installed here. Okay, so accept the license, then say click next. Okay, so just click next. Now it is installing the path. Just see here, see program files Java JDK 1.5.0. This is my path. Okay, so that you should remember. Then say next. Now it is installing. Now you can see the program features you selected are being installed. Okay, so you can see the status bar slowly, one by one it installs. Okay, so once you finish, yeah, so it is installing all related files from JDK kit. You can see here Wizard installs J2SC development kit 1.5.0. So latest laptops and computers all are 64-bit computers. Okay, so you can download 64-bit and you can install 64-bit JDK version, latest version you can install. Okay, so then once this is completed, okay, now you can see here features you want installed. Okay, so then just click next. Okay, so now it is, see here, select the browsers you want to register with Java. Okay, so Microsoft Internet Explorer, Mozilla and Netscape, all those, yes, you can see. Because these browsers are Java enabled. On 64-bit machine, it doesn't take this much of time. Okay, so even if you have this computer RAM is only 2 GB RAM. So if you have 4 GB or 8 GB RAM, okay, so then your system will be faster. So how to check that RAM? What is the capacity of RAM? Yeah, installation completed. Just click on finish. Over. Okay, so on my computer, if you click properties, now you can see here, see installed memory RAM 2 GB RAM. Okay, so I have 2G, only 2 GB RAM I have. It's only 32-bit machine, no, old type desktop machine. Okay, so but latest machines are 8 GB RAM and 64-bit operating system. Okay, so compared to this, they are better, faster one. Okay, right. So once your system is installed, okay, right, so what you can do is you can go to any of these command prompts. Okay, right, now you can just type Java. Okay, so whether it works or not, now see here, you are getting some options. You are getting some options. This indicates that Java is installed in your system. Okay, so previously when you type Java, it has displayed Java is not any recognized as internal command, but this time when you type Java, okay, so now it is displaying some option, means your system now contains Java installed. So now you check the version. What is the command? Java minus, just say version. Java say minus version. Okay, So if you type, you can see here Java version 1.5.8 I have installed. Okay, you can still go for the latest version. Now Java is installed in your system. Okay, so now how to, where to type this and how to execute this Java program, we need to understand first, so that you can start writing simple Java programs to get more and more confidence. Okay, right? So here what you can do is, you can just create a folder. Okay, so somewhere in C or say open my computer. Okay, or on desktop. What I am doing is, I am just creating a folder here. Yeah, otherwise open my computer. Okay, so see in C, I'm just creating C or D anywhere. Okay, so don't create in C, better you go for another folder, D folder or E drive somewhere. Okay, so you create a folder where you can store all your Java programs. Okay, so give the name to this folder as Java underscore programs. Okay, now you can store all your Java programs in this. Okay, so what you do is, just you right click here, then open a text document here. Notepad you can open. You can open Notepad here like this, new text document. This way you can open, or from the start. Okay, so here there is a Notepad. Okay, so you can just click on the Notepad. It opens the Notepad. Here you can type your program. Here you can type your program here. Okay, or through command prompt also you can work out. Sometimes edit, if it works, it's well and good. Otherwise edit command if it won't work. Okay, say edit first dot Java. This way also you can work out. Okay, so this way you will get your editor. So that means my edit command is working in my system. Okay, so for some systems what you will get is, when you type this, okay, so you will get a same kind of edit is not recognized as an internal external command. Okay, so in such case what you can do is, you can open the Notepad like this. You can open the Notepad and you can type your program here. Clear? Okay, so what we do is, this is better way. Okay, so open the Notepad and type your program, right? So now first what we do is, we'll type our program here. I'll tell you both ways, using edit command and using Notepad. Okay, so first I am going with Notepad. So it should, your program should begin with a class. Okay, so class, then class name. So since it is our first Java program, my class name is first. My class name is first. Okay, so class name should start with a capital letter, please remember. Okay, so inside the class I should have a public static void main method. Okay, so give space between public static, then say void, then main in lowercase. All these are in lowercase. Okay, so then inside the parenthesis type the class name string, then args followed by square brackets, empty set of square brackets. Okay, so this is how we write the main method in a Java. Okay, so then begin the main method here. Okay, now what we want to do, accordingly you write the statements here. So here I want to print a message onto the, I want to greet. Okay, so how we'll write in C, you might have written printf statement, but here how to write print method in Java, system dot s capitals. Okay, so this system is a class name, system dot out dot print ln, out dot print ln method. Okay, so inside this, inside the double quotes you pass the method string here. Okay, so hello world, hello world. Okay, or you can type your message, your own message. Okay, so this is my first Java program. This is my first Java program. Like this you can type some message here. Okay, so then close the double quotes, then close the parenthesis, end this with the semicolon. Okay, so then close the main method here by typing closing parenthesis. Okay, so then close the class by typing closing parenthesis. closing brace here. Okay, so this is the Java program we would like to write. Okay, now we need to save this program. Okay, so how to save this program? Yeah, say you click as save as. Okay, save as, and where you want to store in E drive, you have a folder called as Java programs. Okay, so here you want to save your program. So what you need to do is, if you save your program without checking this type here, what happens? It will be saved as .txt. Okay, so that's why what you need to do is, you need to make this type as all files. Okay, and your file name you should give first.java, first.java, and this should be given in double quotes. Please remember, sorry, this should be given within the double quotes, first.java. Okay, so then it takes the extension as a first.java. Otherwise, by default, because it is a notepad, by default the extension will be .txt. That means it looks like first.java.txt if you don't include these double quotes here. Okay, so then say save. Now your program is saved. Okay, so you can minimize this, you can minimize this. Okay, now what you need to do is, you need to go to the folder where you have saved your program. So where you have saved your program? In E drive. Okay, so how to move to E drive from C drive? Now you are in C drive. If you want to move on to E drive, so first you type the letter E followed by colon. Okay, so then you see here the symbol or the letter changes to E. That means now you are in E drive. Okay, so in E drive, in which folder you have saved? There are different folders. dir command if you type, then you will get all the folders here. So there is a folder called Java programs. Just see here, Java programs. So you change to that directory. So what is the command here? cd, then say Java underscore programs. This is the folder I want to move. Okay, now you can see here, now you changed it into Java programs. Okay, so if you type a dir command here, now you can see all the files present in that Java program. So through folder also you can access here. Okay, so I'll just show here. Now see in E drive. Okay, so in Java programs, now see here first.java, this is the file. Okay, so in command prompt also you can find this. In command prompt also you can find this. Okay, now see here first.java, this is the file present here. Okay, so now you need to compile this first.java. Okay, so how to compile this program? Now see here. So after writing your program, the next step is, after writing the program, okay, so the next step is compiling and executing the program. Okay, so what do you mean by compiling? Compiling is nothing but it is the process of translating your source code written in some programming language. Okay, so here our programming language is Java. It can be C or it can be C++. Okay, so a program written in some programming language, you want to translate that source code, that is called source code. Okay, so you need to translate into computer readable machine code. Okay, so you should convert that program into source code program into machine code, so that the computer can understand and can execute. That program can be executed, because computer understands only zeros and ones, which is called as machine code. Okay, so whatever program we write, okay, so this is the program we have written now. Yes, where is the notepad? This is the notepad. Yeah, so this program containing some English like words, this is called high level language program. This is called a high level language program. Okay, so this has to be converted into machine language. Okay, or machine code. Okay, so who will do that? Compiler will convert your source code or high level language program into machine language. Okay, so that process is called as a compilation. Okay, so how to do compilation in Java? At the command prompt, this is the command Java C. That means you are calling Java compiler. Okay, then follow by your Java file name. First.java is our file name. No, So type the command in this way. Okay, so then your program will be compiled. Okay, so let us do this in the command prompt. Okay, right. So this is our command prompt. Right. So here now I'll type the command Java C. Java C. Okay. So what is our program name? First dot Java. First dot Java. Okay. Now it says Java C is not recognized as an internal external command. That means you have not set your path. Okay. So you have not set your path where this Java C is available. It is not visible to the operating system. Okay, so you need to set your path. So for this purpose, where is the Java installed, that you need to identify. Just see here. Okay, so where Java is installed, now in C. Okay, program files, now you can have, see, a folder Java. In Java you have a folder called JDK 1.5. In that there is a folder called bin. Okay, now this is the path. Inside the bin you have this Java C. Okay, I'll show you. See here, this is the Java C application. Okay, so it is not visible to your operating system. So when you set path, then it can identify this, it can execute this. This is a application, it can execute this application, then your program will be compiled. Okay, so this is the path. So you have to copy this entire path. You have to copy this entire path here. Okay, so see, program files Java JDK 1.5.0 / bin. Okay, so you copy this. Okay, so then just see here. What you do is you open the environment variables. Okay, so how to open environment variable? On my computer, right click and just say properties. Okay, so then say advanced system settings. Right, so here you have environment variables. Okay, so click on this. Okay, right, so then here you will get these environment variables here. Okay, so now if you see here, system variables, there is a variable called as path. Okay, so if you double click on this, then now you will get path. Okay, so you need to set path for your JDK. Okay, so what you do is you go to the beginning of this one. Okay, beginning of this one, and paste whatever you copied, you paste here. Then end this with a semicolon here. Put the semicolon. Okay, then say okay. Then here also you say okay. That means you added your JDK path to environment variable. Okay, so then say okay here. Okay, so then close this my computer. Okay, so I am minimizing this. Then now you can go to your command prompt. Okay, so now you can execute this command Java C first dot Java. Okay, so still it is not recognized. It is not recognized. That means the path has not been set properly. Okay, so just he has given instruction here, you can see here. Otherwise here you can use set path command. Okay, set path command in C. Yeah, set class path in Java in CMD. New system variable class path he has added. Okay, so here what we did, advanced system setting. Okay, so environment variables. So in user variable you have not added any path. No? Okay, so what he has given, because under system variables, okay, so is adding new class path. Under system variables we have added the same thing here. Okay, under system variables there is a path here. Okay, so only thing is class path we need to add. Okay, only path we have added, class path we have not added. Okay, so what you do is you click on new and give this variable name as a class path. Give this variable name as a class path, and here we paste this bin. Okay, right? So you can just see here. So you can take the help of internet, and everything is available in internet. Okay, so these are the commands which we don't remember frequently. Okay, so just you can take the help of internet and see the instructions, and as per that instruction you can follow. Okay, there is a set path command also. Environment variables. Okay, add class path. See here, class path, and same thing, program file Java and bin we are adding here. Okay, so then select OK. Then in the command line, now see here. Okay, so same thing we did actually, right? So class path we have added, then say OK. Okay, so then say OK here. Then say OK here. Now you can see. Okay, so find out where you have installed Java. Okay, so it is safe, something like some pop-up messages are coming here. Yeah, net is bit slow at my end. Right. So once we have class path, we'll go back to our command prompt. Okay, so let us just run this. In E drive, it is not working. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, this is another, see here, set path, then see program file JDK and version bin. Here we can write like this. Okay, so then that sets your path. You can use this command also. Okay, so if it is not working because we are in, say, set path. Okay, so see program files bin. Oh, there is no path variable. So we need to create path variable. Yeah, what we do is we'll go back to C drive. Okay, so then there is no path variable is saying. Okay, so we need to create path variable in environment. Okay, so here user variables, I need to create a this path variable here. Okay, so then I paste here, then say okay, then say okay. These first things, if you work out, okay, so then you can slowly execute your programs one after the other. Yeah, environment variable. There is a what I do is set path is equals to. So here we missed this equal to symbol. Okay, now you can see the error eliminated. Okay, so that means your path is set now. Clear? Okay, so this way you can troubleshoot setting the path. Okay, so the command is set path is equal to C program files Java JDK 1.5.5.0. Okay, so now we'll go back to our E drive Java programs. Okay, so let us just check out whether Java C works or not. Okay, so then this is the command now. Java C first dot Java. Now see path is set. Now it is compiling. So I'm demonstrating you from the scratch. Okay, because if there is no Java in your system, okay, so how to set path and all these things, if you know, then you can start working on your own. Once you work on your own, then anytime you can do these kind of things easily. Okay, now see here. So Java C first dot C. What happened? Your program has been compiled successfully. Now a machine code has been created. Okay, so when you compile, what happens, we need to understand here. Okay, so let us go back to our PPT. Right, now see here, when you type Java C first dot C, this command will produce a file first dot class, which is used for running the program. Okay, so that means now our high level language code first dot Java is our high level program that is converted into machine code with the same name first dot class. Okay, so that means it creates a class file. It creates a class file. In C, we call that machine code as exe file. No, we call that machine code as exe file, but in Java we call that exe file as a dot class file. Okay, so this dot class is created with the same name as your dot Java file. Your class file and Java file both will be having the same name, so that you can easily identify first dot class is a dot class file related to first dot Java. That's why it creates with the same name. Okay, so that means now the machine code is created. Okay, so now you need to execute or run that machine code. Okay, so running is nothing but it is a process of executing our program on the computer. So how to run a Java program? By using the command Java space first dot class actually. Okay, and by default this dot class will be assumed here. Okay, so that means as a user, no need to specify this dot class. Even if you specify, nothing happens. Okay, so but you can just type the dot class name first. Okay, so this is the class name first. Okay, only the class name you can type here. Java first you can type here. Okay, so then your program will be executed. So let us do this with our code. So we'll go back to our command prompt. Okay, right, so now I am now how to check whether dot class file is created or not? Type the dir command here. Now you can see previously there was only one file first.java. Now there is another file first.class. Okay, so through Windows folders, I'll show this. Okay, so in bin, this is not bin. Now in E drive, no, so in E drive, so we have this one, E drive, Java programs. Now see Java programs. Now you have two files. Previously there was only .java file. Now there is first.class file is also created. In the same folder it is created. Okay, right? So now what we do is we'll try to execute this code. We'll try to execute this by typing dir command. You can test in the command prompt itself. Okay, so how to execute our Java file? Java space first dot class. Okay, or just you type first, that's it. Now you can see this is my first Java program displayed. Okay, so in Java, what code we have written in system.out.println, this is the message we want to print. The same message is printed on the screen. This is my first Java program. Okay, so that means successfully you have executed your first Java program. This is how a Java program is written, compiled, and executed. Clear? Okay, so let us go back to our next program. Now see here, this println is nothing but new line. Ln means new line. Okay, so if you write a println, whatever you print in the next println statements, that will be printed in the next line. That will be printed in the next line. Okay, so what I do is I'll write a second program demonstrating new line here. Okay, demonstrating new line here. You can just observe here. We'll go back to our slideshow. Okay, so once you have, just you can see system.out.println, what it did, it displayed. Okay, so here he has given, we have taken hello world. Our hello world is displayed on that. Okay, now you can just /n stands. You can also use /n, which stands for a new line character, or you can use /t, which stands for tab character. Okay, these also you can use, or you can directly include this ln in print method, so that the next output will be displayed in the next line. Okay, so I'll demonstrate this print method and print ln method. Okay, just I'll show. Now what I do is I save this program. I save as, okay, second program. Okay, so this is our second program. Now I call it as a second.java. Okay, so I call it as second.java. Second.java. Okay, so here you need to make this type as all files, and you should give the file name in double quotes. Please follow these. Okay, otherwise it will be treated as text file. Still it won't be treated as a Java file. In double quotes you should give the file name second.java. Okay, so what I do is, this is my second Java program. I'll write here, this is my second Java program. Okay, you can also, there are two methods, print method and println method. If you remove this ln, okay, what happens we will see. What I do is I use another system.out.print method, control C. Okay, I'm just copying this, then I paste this here. Okay, and here I just type welcome here. Okay, I just greet here, welcome. This is my second Java program. Okay, so here I am using only print method. Okay, I have not written println method. Two methods are there, print method and println. Println, if you write, it goes to the next line. Whatever print in the next method, print method, that will be displayed in the next line. Okay, so here you should change the class name as a second. Okay, because the file name you change it to second.java now. your class name should also change here. Okay, so you should give it as a second. Okay, so save this program. Okay, so then go back to your command prompt. Okay, then compile your code. So just type cls command here to clear the screen. Cls. Now everything is cleared. Okay, so here what I do is now you can just check out dir command. If you type, okay, you can see second.java available. Now I am compiling this one. What is the command? Java c, yes, second.java. Second.java. Now your program is compiled successfully. Now see, when I typed dir command, there are only three files: first.java, first.class, second.java. After compiling the second.java, if I type dir command, just you can see here. Now there is one more file added, second.class. That means a dot class file is created. Okay, now you execute that dot class file, Java. Okay, then say second. No need to type dot class here. Just you give the class name second, Java second. Now see here, what has happened here? Welcome, this is my second Java program. Now observe the code here. Observe the code here. So even though we have written two printer methods here, system.out.print welcome, system.out.print, this is my second Java program. Keeping in mind that these two should be printed in two different lines. That is our intention. Okay, but we have used print method. When you use print method, okay, so what happens? The first system.out.print method prints this welcome. Okay, so welcome is printed on the screen. Just see here, welcome is printed on the screen. Okay, now see, welcome is printed. Then what happens after printing this welcome? Okay, cursor will be waiting immediately after that message. Okay, and whatever comes in the next print method, that will continue after that. Okay, so that's why you can see this is my second Java program printed, continuing from the first message. So even though we have written two print methods, that the entire thing is printed in a single line. Entire thing is printed in a single line. Yes or no? See here, welcome, this is my second Java program. Okay, we want these two to be printed in a two different lines. Okay, so what you need to do is you can add a ln method here, print ln method here. Okay, so what we are telling to the compiler here, computer, print the message welcome. After that, go to the next line. This print ln method, what it will do, it makes the cursor to go to the next line, so that the next printer statement prints the message in the next line. Okay, now we'll save this. We save this. Okay, so again we need to compile the code. Okay, so go back to command prompt, compile the code again. Okay, compile the code again. Right, successfully compiled. Then again execute the code. Now this time what happens, we'll see. Now you can see here, Java first, sorry, second. I want to, what I compiled is Java second.c only I compiled now. So Java second I want to execute. So here I say Java second. Okay, now you can see welcome. After that, this is my second Java program printed in the next line. So what here, this println method is forcing the cursor to go to the next line, so that this print method, whatever it prints, that is printed in the next line. That is printed in the next line. We can use this println method, or with the same print method, you can also use /n character here. You can include /n character inside the message itself, so that after welcome, this /n character forces the cursor to go to the next line. This is also valid in Java. Okay, right? But most of the time we use println method, which is a special method of Java. Okay, so that's why most of the times we use println method only, instead of writing /n in the message itself. Okay, so just let me show this also in the execution of this Java. Okay, Java C second.c. program compiled, say Java second. Now you can see, just see here. So same welcome, then this is my second Java program. Okay, now you can see here. So this is printed after a space, because after welcome I have given a space here, I included a space, that's why. So it also displayed that space, it also displayed that space here. That means new line, this new line forced the cursor to go to the next line, then after next line there is a space printed, there is a space printed. So that's why after space, then this is my second Java program printed. Okay, so you should be very careful about these type of outputs, how the output is printed. Okay, one space means after one character the next message will be printed here like this. Okay, so the better way is using a println method. Okay, better use println method, println here. Okay, now just see here what happens, println method and print method if I use, just see what had happened. Now welcome, this is my second Java program, this is how it is printed. Okay, right? Now in this case, now see here, here also I have included white space, but what had happened here, now this is my second printed from the first column answers, there is no space created here. Okay, because it is forcing the cursor, that means after welcome space is printed here, that means there is a space after welcome. Okay, which is not a visible character here, here. Okay, not here, here. And cursor goes to the next line, that's why this is print, my second Java program is printed from the first column onwards. But here in this second case, after new line you have space. Okay, so new line means it goes to the next line, then there is a space, so space is also printed here, then after the next message is printed, that's why T printed after one space, that is the difference. Okay, so this way we can write a program, compile and execute. Okay, so we have written two Java programs, first Java program and the second Java program. Okay, so we can use these new line characters wherever required. And now see some tips about this program. Okay, so some kind of errors generally will get as a beginner of Java. When you compile your first program, you will get some error messages. Okay, so where we get error messages, some common errors in the initial phase of learning, mismatch of parentheses, open parentheses you have included but forgot to include the closing parenthesis, then you will get an error. Okay, missing semicolon at the end of the statement, you forgot to include semicolon. Okay, case sensitive, case sensitive means you have written program name as a first.java in lowercase, but your class name you included with a capital first, both will be treated as different. Okay, so when you write more and more number of programs, you will come across these kind of errors, and then you will come to know why this error is coming and how to rectify that error. Okay, right. Now this is some assignment for you. You can just start writing a program on your own. Just take a screenshot of this and you can start writing your own way of program. If you don't get the output in right manner, okay, so we'll discuss in the next video. Okay, so what is the assignment program here? Write a program which prints the following information about at least 5 persons. Just think of how you can print about details. At least you start printing this message about one person first. Okay, so how the message should be printed? Name, first person name, then his mail ID, then some employee code, something like P0316, then his phone number, some number. Okay, so first person details you have printed. Similarly, second person, third person, fourth person, 5%. You start printing from one person, then improve your program to print two persons details. Okay, and here he has given each entry should be on a separate line like this. There should be space between each entry here, name, mail id, employee codes, all these are separated. Okay, and each employee detail should be printed in a new line. This is one assignment. Then the second assignment is following line on the screen. Can we print a backslash with system.out.println statement? The same message in double quotes you should print. Just check out whether you can print a message in this fashion. This is the output to be printed on the screen. Okay, so you try these two assignment questions, and if you don't get, we'll discuss in the next lecture. So thank you one and all. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and do share video with your friends. Thank you one and all.